Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Greetings, fellow human beings, and welcome to the podcast. Je suis Matt.
And je suis Rachel, and you're listening to the coolest stuff on the planet.
For today's adventures, we're heading back to good old Japan. We love Japan, and we've decided to do a little mini-series on Japan. It's going to highlight some of the coolest stuff there.
Yep, and what better place to start in Japan than Mount Fuji?
Yes.
Which is kind of the spiritual symbol of Japan, the national symbol. You'll find Mount Fuji on the main island of Honshu on the Pacific coast, about 70 miles southeast of Tokyo, and it's shared by two different prefectures.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that large. Mount Fuji is revered as a sacred place in much of Japanese culture. It's pervasive in popular culture as well. So you've got artists talking about it and writing about it. They're painting about it. Mm-hmm. It's in video games even. I don't know if you knew this. It's featured in Pole Position, one of Atari's, like, one of their classic racing games.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I think I played that game, but I don't remember.
Oh yeah, there's a level where you get to race Mount Fuji. It's awesome. It's in films all over the place, all kinds of Japanese film. You got Mount Fuji prominently in there. It's one of the most iconic, photogenic mountains in the world.
Yeah, it's like instantly recognizable. Mm-hmm. Like you see that snow-capped peak and you know that's Mount Fuji.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was also going to mention, because remember we were talking about this just a little while ago, the famous artist, I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Hokusai. And he did famous series of like wood block prints on Mount Fuji called 36 Views of Mount Fuji.
Yes.
And we were talking about how the famous iconic one, the wave, I think it's the wave off Kanagawa, but it's that famous wave, and then you see a tiny Mount Fuji in the background. It's just iconic.
Oh yeah, and I was just watching a video about that. That specific picture inspired, I don't know the scientist. Someone write in and tell us the scientist's name. He was inspired by the way there were waves coming off of the wave, and it inspired him to basically look into fractals as a way of creating computer graphics.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Mount Fuji is iconic, and it's famous for its, I think it's almost perfectly symmetrical cone. So that kind of adds to, I guess, the beauty of it. But here's some stats on Mount Fuji. It is 12,388 feet tall. It's the tallest mountain in Japan, which I did not know. And it's also a volcano, which has not erupted since 1707, which means...
Well, it's due one of these days. However, these things are notoriously hard to predict. On the bright side, because, well, the mountain is so close to major population centers like Tokyo, which is about 70 miles away, it's closely monitored for signs of activity. So hopefully there'll be at least a bit of a warning.
So don't let Matt scare you.
Yeah.
One of the cool things I like about Mount Fuji, and I didn't know this either, is that it kind of has a little nickname. It's called Fuji-san, which the san basically means, it's a term of respect. It's kind of like honorable or kind of like sir or ma'am. So like Sir Fuji or Madam Fuji.
I like that idea.
But so it's this holy mountain, and it's sacred both to Buddhism and the native Shinto religion in Japan.
Some quick interesting facts about Mount Fuji. Once you get to the summit, if you decide to go to the summit, you can find a souvenir shop or several souvenir shops, a shrine, and a post office. So if you feel so inclined, you can send out postcards from the top of Mount Fuji.
I think that's great.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
I know my grandparents would love to get a postcard.
Did I tell you they also, I think they stamp the postcard or whatever you're sending with like highest point in Japan. Yeah. So woohoo!
That's awesome.
Even cooler.
I wonder if there are more of those, more highest points that have post offices.
I don't know.
All over the world.
That would be good topic for further coolest stuffs.
Gonna look that up.
Yeah. So lots and lots and lots of people climb Mount Fuji every year. Hundreds of thousands. But the official climbing season is very, very short. It's only about 2 months long, from July to August. And when all these people do climb the mountain, many people have decided it's kind of become popular in recent years to climb at night.
So right before the sun comes out?
Yeah.
I've heard that it's a little pretty when the sun comes out.
Not too shabby of a sunrise.
I heard perhaps, I don't know, one of the best in the world.
Could be.
Let's remind ourselves why Mount Fuji is so awesome. It's huge. There's a post office at the top.
It's a volcano.
Symmetrical.
So that's Fuji-san.
Yep.
I think it's cool stuff, Matt. Do you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
But if you'd like to learn more about Mount Fuji or Japan or volcanoes or anything else related to this topic, type some words related to that into the search bar, and you'll find some really great videos and articles on our website, howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.